Welcome to Chapter 5, Section 7, entitled Multiplying Fractions. So, to begin with, the key concept here is that you need to multiply fractions, you multiply the numerators, and you multiply the denominators. So, again, please remember that the numerator is the top part, the denominator is the bottom part. Okay? Numerator, denominators. Also, please know that, remember that whole numbers are fractions where 1 is the denominator. Okay? So that means 2 is the same thing as 2 over 1. 4 is the same thing as 4 over 1. Okay? That's going to be an important part here later. All right, so multiply fractions. Find 1/5 times 1/6. Well, multiply the numerators. 1 times 1. Multiply the denominators. 5 times 6. And when you actually multiply them, you get 1 over 30. And always simplify, whether I ask you to or not. 5/8 times 7. Well, let's do an estimation. 5/8 is very, very close to 4/8, which is 1/2. 7 is very, very close to 8, so half of 8 is 4. Our answer should be close to 4. Now, go back, close to 4. So go back here, where 4 is 4 over 1. 2 is 2 over 1. So 7 is 7 divided by 1. So now you should be able to just multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators, and you end up with 35/8. Now, it's very important to know how to work with improper fractions, but it's also important to know how to convert them to mixed numbers. 35/8. Well, if we set up the division, how many times does 8 go into 35? Well, it goes into them 4 times. It's 32, and our remainder is 3. So that means instead of writing an R3, you're going to write your remainder as a fraction. So that means you're going to rewrite our answer as 8. I'm sorry, not 8. You're going to rewrite your answer as 4 3/8. So the question is, how close was our estimation? 4 is approximately 4 3/8. So we should feel very confident that that's the right answer. All right, multiply. Write in simplest form. Well, you multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators. 1 over 27. Part B, multiply first, make this 8 over 1. Because now you simply multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. Four times 8 is 32. 9 times 1 is 9. Of course, you should practice writing this in as a mixed number. 9 goes into 32. 1 goes in there 3 times, which is 27. The remainder is 5. So I write that as 5/9, which is a little over 3.5. All right. Now simplify before multiplying. Basically, what you can do is simplifying, because division and multiplication, it doesn't matter what you do first. So what we're going to do, start by estimating. Half of 2/9 should be 1/9, I guess. The numerator 3 and denominator 9 have something in common. So what you're going to do is you're going to show the work. It'll help you if you show the work. So when you have something like this, that means you've got 3 times 2 over 7 times 9. And think back a long time ago, we talked about the fact that 3 times 2 is 6, and 2 times 3 is 6. 7 times 9 is 63, but so is 9 times 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite the top one. I'm going to make it 2 times 3 because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which way you multiply. The reason I did that is because now you should be able to see this right here. 3/9. If you saw 3/9 all by itself, you might be able to know that 3 and 9 can be divided by or reduced by 3 to make it 1/3. This will help you um, with simplifying earlier rather than later, because this ends up equaling 2/21. If I did not simplify earlier, I would have ended up with 6/63, and I would have had to know what to divide both of these by. So simplifying before, that makes simplifying easier. Okay, so we both divided, they both were divisible by 3 right here. So our answer is 2/21, which is quite close to 1/9. All right. Here we go. So 3/8 and 4/5. When you get good at this, you'll see right away that this right here can be simplified. You'll see it. If you can't see it yet, remember that you can rewrite multiplication. Meaning I'm going to rewrite the numerator as 4 times 3 because it still gives me 12. And now you should see 4/8, just like here, reduces by a factor of 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1, so you have 1 times 3. 8 divided by 4 is 2 times 5. Up here, you could have just crossed that out and put 1, and here crossed it out and put 2, and done work as usual. So my final answer is 3/10. Now, you don't have to do simplifying at the beginning. It just is it's more helpful doing it earlier than later. All right, evaluating expressions. I think I've used the word plug in or the phrase plug in before. Some people say plug and chug. That means take this p-value and put it into the expression for p. Take this q-value and put it into the expression for q. Now, you could just go ahead and multiply. You could say that you have 3 times 8 and 4 times 9, which gives us 24/36. Then you have to simplify. And sometimes simplifying later makes things more difficult. Instead, look at these numbers and flip them around. Make it an 8 times 3 and a 4 times 9. The reason flipping it around might help is because now you can see 8 and 4 should reduce to 2 times 1, or 2 over 1. 3 over 9 should reduce to 1/3. 1/3. And now you should see that, wow, 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3. And I have a simplified answer right away. If you do not like this, do not like, question mark? If you don't like it doing it this way, do it up here. And you're going to have to say, all right, what are these divisible by? Well, I know they're both divisible by 12. Oh, no, let's not do 12. Let's do 6. That gives me 4, 6. Well, now I can divide these by 2. And now I've got 2/3, which is the same answer, just done a little differently. All right. So we're going to do x times y. And x is 3/4. Y is 4/9. So right away, please look. These can be reduced. And this here can be reduced. Or write it out. 3 times 4, 4 times 9. Rewrite the expression as 4 times 3 over 4 times 9. Because the 4's over 4 cancels out. Becomes a 1. 3 over 9 becomes a 1/3. So your answer should be 1/3. All right, so of course, you should now try the CYUs, which are located on page 284. And our exercises 1 through 8. All right, do them right now while this video is fresh in your mind. Good luck.